My name is Trevor Behm. I'm a fourth-generation funeral director here at the Behm Family Funeral Home. The Behm Family Funeral Home was founded in 1906 by my great-grandparents Walter and Alta Behm. Walter got his start as the owner of a small furniture store here in the village called the Behm Family Furniture Company. In the early 1900s, when a death would occur away from home, Walter and his wife Alta would travel to the family home where all the services were performed. My great-grandfather would prepare the body right in the bedroom, pick up the casket in his horse-drawn carriage, and help the family with public visitation and services right in the parlor of their own home. His wife Alta would cook and clean for the family during these first few difficult days. Today, because of OSHA and EPA regulations, these duties are done mainly right here at the funeral home. As funeral directors, our job is to still help people through those first few difficult days, and the funeral home staff puts together a service within a matter of 3 days.
Oftentimes people will come in and ask questions about the cost of a funeral, and I think it's important for people to know that not only is cost important, it's also the funeral director that's going to be serving your family. It is a real honor to be able to help people through that difficult time. And while all funeral homes have certain costs that are built into the funeral service themselves and the casket and the vault, that's only one aspect. The other most important part, I feel, is having a comfort. Having some trust in the funeral director, the person that you're trusting to carry out these services for your family.
Yeah, about 20 years ago, we used to meet with a family in a really small room, and then we'd gather all the information for the death certificates and the obituary, and then we'd walk up a small flight of steps into a room with about 26 open caskets. And the reaction that people would have was they were very nervous because obviously that casket could be the next casket that they see their loved one in. So today we decided that we'd put this room in where we actually are able to show a piece of the casket.
When people are given the information and they're able to go around and take a look at what's available to them, they're able to make good informed decisions that may fit their finances. In 2003, the Behm family put in a crematory, one of the area's first for this area in Ohio. And we did that because of the growing need for local families wanting cremation. So instead of taking their loved one to Chesterland or Mentor or even Cleveland, now we do everything right here at the funeral home in Madison. So our cremation chapel, that you see behind me, is set up for not only the cremation itself, but also for families that are wanting to have a little bit more closure and they are able to have services right here in our chapel.
Oftentimes I'm asked questions about granite monuments, and we have a monument company called Memorials by Behm that will work with a family to set up a granite marker that is going to memorialize that loved one. And it's really easy. A lot of times people think that it's going to be a really difficult process, and it's something as simple as we decide on what type of marker they'd like, what style. Then we'll ask them, okay, what color would you like? And they have a whole wall to choose of different colors and different styles, and then that gives them the price. Based on their size, we're able to build a monument that is going to fit the person and the life that was lived. A lot of times people will want to do hand-drawn etchings that depict the person in a setting. You can see this is my grandmother and an artist's rendition of her. There's different types of shaped carvings, and there's different kinds of granite from all over the world. And so we're able to help people go through that process and put together a really neat memorial.
As funeral directors, part of what we do is to encourage people to be creative. Every person lives a different and unique life, So it's our job to help people understand that they can do anything when it comes to funerals. I often tell people that no is not in my vocabulary. So what we do is we try and encourage them to put together a service that is going to be the most meaningful for their loved one. We've set up the room in a couple different ways of settings that we've had in the past. One is the motorcycle theme, where a young man had passed away and we went ahead and brought in his motorcycle, and then they had a memorial service for him. And the motorcycle really served two purposes. Number one, it was a symbol of him. It's what he loved to do. But it also acted as a talking point, so that when people came to the funeral home, they felt comfortable speaking to the family about what he loved to do the most.